Hello.
Hello.
Loving the Pokemon dress.
Thank you. I'm going to change the ringtones on all your phones. So tempting.
Also want to talk about loving stuff. How are you enjoying MCM Comic Con?
It's awesome. I mean, aside from just the people I'm meeting and the fans are so amazing, and a lot of them I've had Twitter relationships with. I mean, that sounds weird, but I've communicated with them for a long time on social media, and to finally come here and meet them is really, really cool. And it's a lovely convention. There's enough room for all these people, which is incredible, and it's really well run, and yeah, I'm really happy to be here. So thanks. Yes.
When you played Leia Claudius in God Eater 2 Rage Burst,
Oh, yeah.
I'm being specific now.
That's really specific. Okay.
So, how did you know that she was going to be like the red herring from the off?
I know very little going in. I don't think I did know. I don't think I did know that. I just knew she was smart. I knew character traits, but they don't. Sometimes the directors know, sometimes they don't. I'm trying to remember how that unfolded. But it was really fun to play her because you got a lot of the stuff I've done. I'm either a 10-year-old boy or I'm talking like this, or and they were like, "Oh, you're going to be playing a sexy scientist," and I was like, "Wait, what?" So that part of it was fun, but no, I didn't realize that. So that was fun to do.
Honestly, because when the character was introduced, it was very much a case of the sister in that was kind of like the person who was supposed to be the good person, but as the story unfolded, it felt really awesome to know that it was almost like you were playing the red herring in terms of
right. And sometimes we do record out of order too, so luckily there's someone from the game company there to be like, oh, here's what you know so far, here's what you don't know so far, because otherwise it could be completely confusing. In that case, we were lucky enough to have an actual person from the company there, but we don't always have that luxury, so that made it really special. And she was a sexy scientist, so come on. I mean.
Is there any of your work that stands out to you most and you have a real connection to?
Obviously the Pokemon stuff, because it's endured for so long, holds a really special place. And it was my first job in animation, so in some ways I didn't realize how I realized I was part of something amazing, but I don't think I realized how amazing. We all kind of went through that together. Like suddenly we were at a red carpet premiere. I mean, I was a kid. I was young. I was a kid at this crazy red carpet premiere for Pokemon. Like, so that, I mean, it has to stand out because it's just globally beloved, and you just want to do it justice. And I hope we did. Sometimes people ask if I watch it. I'm like, no, because I'd want to do everything differently. I'd want to say that, not the Bulbasaur word so much, but some of the human characters. I'd want to say it differently. So I just hope we did it justice, and I know.
Well, as a fan, I'll safely say you did.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet. I was gonna say I know Veronica did because she's awesome at everything. But that was it's a really special thing to be. Even just to be a tiny part of that would have been cool. So to have been part of it from the beginning. And I didn't know anything about anime. I didn't know any. If you would have told me I'd be talking about it 20 years later, I would have thought you were crazy. Maybe you are crazy. I don't know, but that's
definitely.
It's not determined yet. So
look at him.
Insane.
I mean, obviously, over those 20 years, one of the main ways in which fans celebrate their love of Pokemon is with all the amazing merchandise and the toys and things. You're wearing a great Pokemon outfit today. I'm curious, do you have favorite bits of merch, or have you seen weird things over the years?
Oh, yeah. And some of it's not for children, a lot of it. And that's I find that the funniest. But again, it's sort of, because those fans are older now, so now they get the humor in the juxtaposition of a childhood toy with some, maybe like a pipe, or they do crazy things, but the merch stuff is fun. I have there was a cereal, I think I have a cereal box still. I mean, to be a marshmallow character in a box, that was so cool. And today a fan gave me a can of soda with Bulbasaur on it, and that I will never drink because it's going to stay intact like that. So yeah, that's awesome. We have in Los Angeles, there's a part of town called Little Tokyo. So I brought my parents down there, and I was like, look, his face is on everything. Like, it's still exciting. And I don't ever want to lose that love of it, because he's just, Bulbasaur is an endearing, sweet character. And then I have to go, okay, wait, no, I've done other things in my life. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like buried in a Bulbasaur costume. But there's a reason why this stuff is all endured. Does that answer that? I don't remember.
No, I think
Okay.
I think I've got you in a Bulbasaur costume now, but
So I know why I should never have said that.
Are there any particular voice acting roles that you haven't had the chance to do, but you really would love to be able to?
So many. I mean, my dream is to be a Disney princess, a Marvel superhero, anything on South Park. I would pay them to be I entered a contest to be drawn on South Park. Like, I'm a fan of that stuff. So those things, top of the list. But again, I'm really lucky in what I've done. Like, I have no complaints. But yeah, Disney princess for sure. That would be awesome.
Being in both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Now in Digimon.
Yes.
Because you are now in like the three main franchises that kids would have been growing up with. How was it going into Digimon Tri and playing as Kari. Cameo?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know much about Digimon, which was maybe a good thing, because I always thought it was just like Pokemon, which it's really not. And so that was great. I also had the luxury of it being completely different stylistically, because it's set later. It's made now for adults. I didn't have to sound just like the original cast. So I'm able to really appreciate the differences of the show. Doing Digimon especially, I thought, wow, I wish more shows would do this, where they do a time jump and show us these characters years later. And I was hoping it would set a trend like that. As we were just talking about that, I said, yeah, I want to see Homer Simpson at 20. I want to see Ash Ketchum at 35. I want to, it would be cool. I mean, Harry Potter did that with the books and the play, and because and maybe some fans don't like that because they want to keep them in that zone, but I love it, and I think Digimon was really smart. I think it was the perfect time for it, and the fans responded, luckily, really well. And it wasn't too jarring to see the animation style change so much, which could have been jarring for some of them. I think probably the first moments were, but they did it right, so luckily.
Is that it?
yeah, I think we've got to let you go.
Awesome.
So
Well,
much.
thank you guys. I was afraid I was following the push.
Hello.
Hello.
Loving the Pokemon dress.
Thank you. I'm going to change the ringtones on all your phones. So tempting. Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Representing.
Sure.
Yeah, take a look at the corner.
Oh. Who was wearing that? You were?
Yeah.
Is it hot in there, or is it?
Oh, yes.
It's a hot day for that, yeah. I can't tell if because it's so fluffy if it's not hot, but I guess, sorry, this is not what we're supposed to talk about.
Please carry
I'll
on.
talk about mayonnaise since I'm in London.
Have you enjoyed London mayonnaise?
No, I have to talk about that. Just why do you put mayonnaise on everything? Because I don't like it. And
There are some of us who do hate it.
Thank you. I love everything here except for the mayonnaise.
How about fish and chips?
Chips.
No
I love the
fish?
chips. No fish, but big fan of the chips.